This time I talked to, wait for it, Eldert Grootenboer, I think that's how you say it, about Azure API management. How you can use it to connect on-premises with Azure resources, how you can expose individual parts of your backend, and how you can, as developer, use API management to abstract functionality for end users. Also, I mispronounced his name 6 times. 7? We're at NDC Oslo, and I am talking to Eldert, here it comes, Grootenboer.
Yes.
Oh, and we're going to talk about API management on Azure. You're doing a talk here, I know, but I'm sure there's a lot more to it than what you have in your talk. Is that right?
Yeah. So in my talk, I will be going into my real life experience, basically. But of course, you only have like an hour to speak about this, and I have like experience for like 3 years now with API management. So yeah, you have to distill it and make sure you hit the right points.
Yep.
But yeah, I could talk about this for a whole day, right? Basically.
That's good, because this is a 12-hour episode of the show, so we got. So, what is it about API management that makes your nose tingle, kind of thing?
Yeah, so for us, it's basically the first services that we put in place with every customer. Just because it's very easy to put in, because you can just spin up an instance and it will be there.
Yep.
And then you can start connecting all your services, where they live on premise, they can live on AWS or on Azure, of course, but they can basically live anywhere. They can be REST, but also SOAP. And a lot of our clients are coming from Bistro background, so they still have SOAP web services. And they are just making their first steps into the cloud, especially like 2 years ago.
Sure.
So this was a really easy service to just start with. Because all of a sudden you have this piece in Azure where you have your new technology, but you don't have to get rid of all your old technology.
And that is always key, isn't it? Like, you don't want to throw away everything just because someone says cloud, right? So yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, a lot of our customers have invested in this on-premise stuff for years, so they're not going to say, okay, now we're going to give you a big check, and within 3 months everything will be gone.
No.
It will be a year's project to get everything up and running. Most of our clients are looking at 2 or 3 years to get everything from on-premise to the cloud.
Yeah. And they are taking everything to the cloud?
Yeah, most of our clients are. So we started this seeing like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people started looking into POCs. Yeah. And 2 years ago, we just actually seeing, okay, we are now going to make this move.
Right,
and these days, basically every client that you get is, okay, move our on-premise stuff to the cloud.
And it's interesting because, say, 5, 7, 8, 10 years ago maybe, you mentioned cloud and everybody goes, I don't know, is that really secure? Is it going to do what I want? And now it's more like, no, of course we want cloud.
Exactly.
So, and I guess API management as part of that story is that, yes, you can still have your old stuff and you can connect it with the new stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you said, like a couple of years ago, like 4 years ago, everyone's like, no, we're not going to do this. 2 years ago, people started saying, well, let's do a POC and let's have a look at this. Yeah. And then 2 years ago, they just started, okay, we should do this. And these days, everyone is just saying, okay, we're moving now, except for government.
Yes, that'll take a little bit longer. Yeah. So if I am new to Azure and I'm new to APIs, where do I start with API management? What are the features that you go, oh, well, this is why you should use it?
Yeah, so basically what we use it for is like, how do you say this, making a facade. Yep. So you have your backend services, which can be in different languages, they can be different protocols, things like that. And you want to basically just expose one single API to your end users, to your clients. And they don't care if this is written in SOAP, REST, PHP, .NET, whatever. They don't care about how you have to authenticate to this. They just want to have one single entry point and have one single method of authentication. And that's made, I think, the biggest advantage of using something like API management. And of course, once you have this in place, you can start adding some policies on there. So all of a sudden you can really easily add caching on there, throttling, things like that. So you can make your service smarter. So we have one client where we're using both using Azure, AWS and Google Cloud. And it's really cool to see how easily you can connect this all together. Yeah. I come from an Azure background myself, so I'm mostly looking at this from an Azure point of view. But it's very, very easy to connect all these things because Microsoft these days doesn't care about you just using Microsoft anymore.
No.
I mean, they're pretty open. They are a lot of the large protocol specification groups like Cloud Events, AMQP. They're working with all the other companies to make sure we are making an interoperable environment. Because of course they want you to use a service, but they want you to use their service because they're the best, not because you're logged in.
No,
and I think that's a big difference from where we were like 10 years ago.
This has been most interesting. I really appreciate it, Eldert, and thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.